HM Prison, Reading, historically known as Reading Gaol, opened in 1844, and is best known as the site where Irish playwright Oscar Wilde was imprisoned from 1895 to 1897. He wrote his famous poem, The Ballad of Reading Gaol, based on his experiences. The site eventually closed as a prison in late 2013. Key milestones in the history of Reading Gaol. Once in 785, the first local house of correction was built on the site, which was located over the former infirmary of the medieval Reading Abbey. Once in 844, the current building opened. Designed by architects George Gilbert Scott and William Bonython Moffatt, it was one of the first British prisons to adopt the harsh separate system, where inmates were kept completely isolated from one another. Once in 895, Oscar Wilde was incarcerated for gross indecency. During his time inside, he wrote the famous letter de Profundis and was inspired to write the Ballad of Reading Gaol. 20th century changes. The prison officially closed in 1915, temporarily serving as an internment camp and military prison. It reopened as a civil prison in 1946 and later served as a borstal. 1992 to 2013. The facility was repurposed as a remand center and a young offenders institution, before officially closing on the 22nd of November 2013. Recent developments and current status. Since its closure, the historic Grade 2 listed building has remained largely unused, but has gained cultural significance. In 2021, the renowned street artist Banksy even created a mural on its exterior walls, and offered to raise funds to help the local council purchase and transform the site into an arts and culture hub. You can find further details about its local heritage on the Reading Museum portal. Oscar Wilde was imprisoned from 1895 to 1897. He wrote his famous poem, The Ballad of Reading Gaol, based on his experiences. This is his poem. I know not whether laws be right or whether laws be wrong. All that we know who lie in jail is that the wall is strong, and that each day is like a year whose days are long. But this I know, that every law that men hath made for man, since first man took his brother's life, and the sad world began, but straws the wheat and saves the chaff, with a most evil fan. This too I know, and wise it were if each could know the same, that every prison that men build is built with bricks of shame, and bound with bars lest Christ should see how men their brothers maim. With bars they blur the gracious moon, and blind the goodly sun, and they do well to hide their hell, for in it things are done that Son of God nor Son of Man ever should look upon. The most up-to-date on Reading Prison is Reading Prison is undergoing early planning stages to transform the historic Oscar Wilde linked site into a cultural hub and boutique hotel. Owner Channing B's Zirin Educational Foundation recently finalized a master plan with new architects and is preparing to hold public consultation events to outline the prospective development. The prominent Victorian jail was purchased in January 2024 by the non-profit Zirin Education Foundation for £7 million. After over a decade of the site remaining dormant, immediate restoration works, such as fixing leaking roofs to combat damp, have been completed to protect the Grade 2 listed buildings. The developer envisions the Re-Centre, which will dedicate parts of the jail to a museum and art gallery that serves as a refuge for persecuted artists, while converting the rest into a boutique hotel. While a formal planning application has not yet been submitted to the Reading Borough Council, further multidisciplinary cultural events and detailed proposals are anticipated to progress.